When I first came across Scarlet Nexus, I was quick to write it off as another one of those Bandai games, if you know what I mean. I pretty much ignored it from its reveal announcement up until the Kasane character trailer. It wasn't until I found my bored ass on the Steam store page reading through the description of the game, which revealed some of its more intricate and lesser known details. Then something caught my attention. Let's see. Dual story experience. Dive into a complex crafted by the minds behind the iconic Tales of Vesperia. Hold up. Hold on now, brother. Hold on. After reading that, I definitely needed to look further into this game. Tales of Vesperia is both my favorite title in the entire Tales of series and my third favorite game of all time. How could I resist taking a good peek at Scarlet Nexus after you showed me that? Fortunately enough, the timing of this discovery couldn't have been better, as when I was scourging through the internet, I found out that a demo had came out. I was thinking to myself, alright, good. I get the chance to receive a feel from the game and sorta deconstruct how the game may shape up to be. And well, I played the demo, and
this shit gas as fuck!
No, really. If you're a big fan of action RPGs, anime games, or anything Daddy Bandai puts out in general, I highly recommend you to check out this demo. It's free, for God's sakes. When I first installed the demo and got acquainted with the controls, general movement, and the overall flow of combat, I initially thought, yeah, it's fine, it's alright. But later that day I booted up the demo again and started experimenting around with the combos and the struggle arm system. And from there, I don't know, something just clicked. I noticed how my entire playstyle started looking flashier, cooler, and more mechanically understood. There's a significant amount of depth here within the combat. Majority of it is found throughout the struggle arm system. The system as a real-time combat mechanic is already perfect in my eyes, as it almost adds a sense of prominence to party members actually being with you. They aren't just mindless stupid AI running around doing the absolute opposite of what you want, or getting absolutely annihilated by a sheep. They're there so you can actively receive their aid through the struggle arm system. What also makes it more perfect in my eyes is the fact that you upgrade each ability by actively spending time with your party members. Think of them as social links from the Persona series. Apparently you can gift your party members items and spend time with them so that the link between you and your members causes their ability to rise in power. That sounds great. It actively gives me a reason to want to grow closer to my party members and rewards me for indulging within that activity through gameplay. Now you've really caught my attention. A lot of the combo compilations found on YouTube are almost like blueprints for what we can do until the final game comes out. If the stuff we can do is already only a snippet of what's to come, man, I'm already really looking forward to the full release of this title. And after finding out that the director of this game is actually Tales veteran Kenji Anabuki, I was sold. The title screen already gives me major Tales of Exilia vibes. Don't get me wrong though, I do have my concerns towards the game. For one, the camera isn't bad by any means, but I'd like some sort of camera scaling, you know? I find the camera to be a little too zoomed out, which I understand given the conception behind the entire combat system, but why not add active scaling? Like when you're out in the field exploring, the camera is more zoomed in, and when engaged in combat, it zooms out for a stronger sense of awareness within battle. Keeping that camera completely stuck at this one scale just feels sort of off. The other concern that I have is a little bit more prominent, and that's the narrative. Now I know what you might be saying, well if the minds behind Tales of Vesperia are constructing the story, then there's nothing to worry about. And no, not really. That doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. New IPs always struggle with introducing an invigorating and interesting narrative, and Bandai doesn't necessarily tell their narratives in the best way possible. While the general consensus around the combat was positive from everyone, quite a bit of folks started to worry after seeing those light novel-like cutscenes. The demo had cutscenes, voice acting, and all that good jazz, but majority of it was through these systems of storytelling. And I get it, this is only a demo, a snippet of a small section of the game, but I can't help but be worried that majority of the game will follow this formula in its narrative progression. For example, one thing that bugged me heavily was that some of the dialogue was almost identical between Yuito and Kasane's demo routes.
I'm able to communicate telepathically within a 500-kilometer radius without the system's assistance.
My power allows me to communicate telepathically without the system's assistance, up to around 500 kilometers.
Now this could be done for a story purpose, as the story trailer did have some shady things in there that gave off the impression that something odd is going about, but we can't really say anything until the game gets released and we experience the story for ourselves. Although this may sound a little too demanding, I don't want the story to be bare bones or just passable. I want it to be captivating, memorable, and hella interesting. I don't need any narratives encapsulating some deep shit pertaining towards existentialism, nihilism, or some of the more generally frowned upon or underground philosophies, but I just want a fun, invigorating narrative that will stick with me, where I can look at a character and go, man, I love that guy, or man, she's best girl for sure. You know, Scarlet Nexus truly proves and presents itself to be much more than what I expected, honestly. It isn't diving towards Code Vein, God Eater, or just a lackluster Bandai IP that only excels at a single thing. It's an expansive and ambitious-ass project that shows really great promise the more I dive into it. But as with all titles, all we can do is wait and see if our worries will come into fruition, which I hope not. And with that, I'm out, y'all. Drink a lot of water, folks, and take care of yourselves. See you next time.